Hello, my name's Robin Duda of Sustainable Love. And have you noticed there is a lot of hatred out on the media? Some of us are even experiencing it in our bodies. And lately it seems to me that people don't know what to do with their hatred except blame. Well, I want to share with you some insights that I have discovered with my clients and with my family of how hatred can actually be moved and become part of our healing process. Oftentimes in spiritual healing work, individuals believe that hatred is evil or hatred is the source of separation. And I've discovered when I really drop into the body and drop into the sensations of hatred with my clients that people are free to move this energy all the way through their tissue, through their organs, into the vocal cords, and it just becomes a source of incredible amounts of insight around what we need. Unfortunately, hatred has been channeled into blame. We see it everywhere. And whenever I see hatred channeled to blame, I know that separation is the result. We're going to have war, we're going to have violence, we're going to have family meltdowns. You cannot feel hatred and move it to blame without a horrible consequence. So I made a very deep commitment when I first got married that I was not going to allow my hatred to go to blame. So how do you work with it? Well, you first have to be willing to accept that every single emotional strand, every kind of emotional experience is part of love, is part of the one, is part of God, if you like that word. And when I was able to get that big umbrella to say every experience is part of my eternal soul, every experience is deserving of love, and I'm going to welcome my body's sensations as my teacher, it took the judgment off of my experience. So I'll give you an example of how hatred can serve love. Recently, I was looking at my own hatred that I was experiencing again with a trauma memory that came up when I was 15. This was a time in my life where I was very depressed, I felt abandoned, I started smoking cigarettes, and a lot of people in my life were dying, and I had been sexually violated and had totally forgotten it at that age. All I felt was hatred, hatred, hatred towards my mother. I couldn't understand why I hated her, but it was really present at 15. Recently, I uncovered another body memory. So as my body started discharging the hatred held towards my abuser, I started being able to fully release any need to hate my mother, because the hatred that was really there was a sense of being betrayed in love. So when love in our perception is betrayed and those who we trust aren't there for us, are not willing to communicate their truth, aren't present enough in their bodies to take care of us when we're in trauma, whatever the broken trust is, the natural emotion is hatred. But at the time of the trauma, we may not be able to access who we hate and why we hate them. But later in life, if we return to our bodies with love, what we'll recognize is if we haven't processed something from that time, it can turn into physical pain, symptoms of jaw tightening, incredible infections. If you're not speaking your truth, it turns into resentment and cancer. And I have been very successful with our healing team is helping people unlock what the emotional body's been trying to tell them, and then they start to heal their diseases. So to me, if we had the biggest love umbrella in the world that I could just hand to everybody, it would be love all your emotions. Let them be your teacher. Let the emotional body be free so we can finally find out, what do you need to love? What do you need to love and complete from the past? Who do you need to forgive? What do you need to forgive in yourself? And this is liberating for me, to know that my hatred can move, my rage can move, my anger, and that activates more joy. I then have more freedom to love because I trust that I can express my needs. And all of this confusion about not trusting myself with my emotions, that completes. So I'm offering this to you if you've ever experienced, like I have, unhealed hatred. I invite you to go into your body, to breathe, to kick, to scream, but don't let it go to blame. Just let it come up. Who? Where? What do I need to do to release the past And if you need to do it through role playing, do it through role playing. Get a friend to help you. But don't sit on your rage, hurt, and emotions anymore. It's hurting all of us. So, I hope this was helpful. And I invite you to ask the question, what do you need to love today?